Then what do you think about police officers, like the job itself? Wow, that's a really complex question. I think it's very admirable to want to be in the police force, actually, because I think it's a very difficult job to do. I think the hardest part of me being in the police would be me not pushing my authority too hard. I feel like I understand I'm in a role that I have to be careful about how hard I push things, but then I need to keep calm in front of people that can be quite hysterical. It's a job that I don't think I could do because it's very difficult to get that balance. You need to be able to state the authority within the law, but also keep calm, and that's really difficult to do that. So I think very highly of people who do that job, but then again, I've seen some cops that don't do it very well. So give or take, give or take. Speaking of people who don't do the job very well, have you guys heard the YouTube channel called Audit in Britain? I've been watching it recently, and it's blown my mind. Like, how do I put this? Like, how people's interactions with the police could sometimes be very beneficial, and then sometimes be quite, I don't know, quite difficult sometimes. I'm trying to be as partial as I possibly do, because I understand the police do offer a very important role in society, and we need to respect them. But then I understand there's some bad eggs out there. I'm fence sitting, I'm a fence sitter. See this? See this? This is the fence. This is Feedback Gaming sitting on the fence. I'm sitting on that fence right there. Middleman, centrist Feedback Gaming. Do you think we should watch a video of Audit in Britain, guys? I think it's quite eye-opening, actually. It's probably going to make some of you guys who are like really die-hard police fans probably a little bit mad, actually, because he, I guess it kind of looks like he's winding the police up. But then if you're like really into free speech and in understanding, like, I don't know, maybe if you're American, you're like into this idea of the government could be tyrannical at any moment, you probably really like those videos, I really like them. I think they're very entertaining and educational. Yes, no, maybe? No? Okay, we'll not watch them. Now, we could do it if you want. I don't know. I'll put on any content I want to put on anyway. It's not like I care about your opinion. See if I can find. So I'm going to give you like the short summary about this, okay? I'm going to give you the short outline. This guy basically goes in front of public buildings and films them. Basically just whips his camera out and films them. So police stations, police car parks, prisons, councils, government buildings. The short answer is, if you're in public property, this is by the UK law, by the way. I can't speak for other countries, but just the UK. If you're in public property, everything that is visible from public property can be recorded. You have no respect to privacy on public property. So you have the real full ability of the law to film, whilst in public property, anything that is visible. And that's exactly what this guy does. And then obviously the police approach him, and then this is where the YouTube channel comes from. Oh, shit, I've just realized. We've just met our bits goal. 2,000 bits. We're going to have to do a make a tea guide with Feedback Gaming. Oh, are you guys excited for that? Wow. See if I can find a video. Of a good one. I've watched most of these already. Where's a good one? Where's a good one? I can't remember a lot of these. I've watched so many of them back to back in a row. I can't even remember what's even going on in a lot of them. It's Cambridge Police Station. Let's go with this one.
Hi everybody, this is AB. In Cambridge.
He's got one on Karen's, is he? Wow.
Yeah, a great city really. It's like, for me it looks like it's like a little Oxford. Yeah, I just thought I'll check out the area. I'm by the police station, so I'll just go around and visit the place. This is not smoking sounds. Interesting. Everything looks neat. Nobody's
My God, there's so many bikes.
parked outside. Amazing. Let's look at the back. Reception, lost found property. Store.
I'm not lying to you. The way I make a cup of tea is incredibly simple. It's kind of a joke in itself. You'll see.
Power station. Looks very neat. I must admit, very neat.
By the way, you could tell he's not got a very good camera because if you notice, like, if you go frame by frame, how blurry each frame is. It's something I've noticed that with, like, really high-end, really advanced digital cameras. They have better lenses, and you notice that they seem to capture more of each frame that gets recorded. But as you can see, the text here gets very blurry with each shot. I feel like I noticed it more because I've been dealing with video for too long, but for any norm, it probably wouldn't bother you. He's basically provoking the authorities in public. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Hi there. Yeah, how are you? Sorry? Yeah, everything's right.
It's also video
the
compression. Yeah, that'd probably be a factor too. Yeah, that would be true.
Sorry, what do you want? Sorry? Did you say come over here? I'm right here. Well, you come over here. Okay, yeah, so just literally just got here, and this chap decided to. Nothing's the matter. What's the matter?
Stations, we'd like to know why people are calling. That's
Oh, right.
everything alright?
Yeah. Are you alright?
Yeah, good thanks.
You got a job to do? Or?
No, I'm actually just coming back to
Oh, you just
come
finished.
back from a job. What are you up to then?
So, what's your next job?
I don't know what my next job is actually. Waiting for the radio.
Oh, you're waiting to.
The volume is so low in their voices. The auto subtitles are struggling to see their voices. He probably isn't an audio wizard, but I could clear this audio up to make it sound a lot better. Maybe I could do that as a second channel. Would that be somebody interested? Somebody interested. Would that be something interesting? I don't even know. Like reusing people's content and just upping the audio. I don't know.
What's your name, sir?
Sorry?
What's your name, sir?
What do you want my name?
Just asking your name.
Call me AB.
Sorry?
Call me AB.
AB?
Yeah.
You from Cambridge?
Sorry?
Are you from Cambridge?
No.
No. Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah.
You're asking a lot of questions, aren't you?
Yeah, because you're recording the police station, so I've got to.
So it's I must admit I'm quite impressed the way you guys are parked.
Away with park?
Yeah.
Why did you say that?
Dave check GeoGuessr. No, I've answered the question like a billion times. People always ask me about GeoGuessr all the time, and the answer is I don't play it because I'm a bit boring. That's it. That's the answer. That's a simple answer.
Well, nobody's parked on double yellow. You all parked neatly. It's...
Oh, we have to park in there.
I know some people take GeoGuessr really seriously. I've seen some of the channels that do it. It's fun, man. Come on. I don't think you heard me, dude.
Very good.
There's no double yellows in there. No, there is. It's yellows around there.
No, that's inside, isn't it?
Yeah, inside there.
Yeah. How long has this police station been in here?
Sorry?
How long has it been in here? Do you know?
The police station, how long has
Yeah.
it been here for? I'm not sure how long it's been here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I do find unbelievably impressive because you see police as these authority figures and you don't really question them usually, do you? I know that you hear those instances in the news where someone's taken a police to court over something they've done that was unlawful, for instance. But for the most part, it's quite rare. And when you see police, you kind of intimidate a little bit. You don't really want to approach them or talk to them. And when you have interactions with the police, it's mostly because you've done something wrong. So you feel a little bit like, oh, the pressure's there. When I see this guy interacting with the police and he knows exactly what to say, how calm he is, he understands the law. So it looks like he's being quite evasive here. But the truth is, he has no right to answer any of the police's questions. Where do you live? He doesn't have to answer that. Who are you? Doesn't have to answer that. The truth is, he's in a public area. He has the right to privacy. The right to identity. Privacy is a bit different thing because privacy is your visible appearance. And you can take a picture of someone in public if you wanted to. It's legally, you could do it even though it might piss them off. The truth is, your identity of who you are and where you're from and what your name is something you can keep secret in a public place. So you don't really need to answer any of these questions. UK law. I can't talk for the countries.
We're recording the police station.
I'm just recording. Just.
for no reason in particular?
Just
or
recording just matters of public interest.
public interest?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the public interest?
Just things that public like to watch.
Yeah? What's that like?
That was
What is it like?
Yeah, what do you mean? What does it mean, the
You're
public?
kidding me with questions, man. You need to slow down, man.
Am I?
Yeah.
in France. You can't film a police officer in service. What? So how do you deal with like issues with police brutality and stuff? Are you not allowed to record them at all? What?
Sorry.
This sounds way too many questions. Where am I from? Am I from
Yeah,
Cambridge?
I'm asking questions because you're recording the police station.
What's wrong with it?
If I was a communist, wouldn't I be siding with the law in every instance? Because that means that I'd want the state to have absolute authority. Then again, everyone has a different definition of communism, so probably not a good idea.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's
Well,
just
then get on with it then.
Get on
Because you're
with
getting on
what,
my nerves now.
get on with what, sorry.
Well, get on with your job. Why? You
Right
don't
now,
have a
you're on my
job.
job because I want to know why somebody's outside recording the police station.
Is it you dispatched to do this job now? I don't think
I'm
so.
not dispatched to any job.
Well,
It's
there you
easy
are.
for
So at the moment
revolution.
You're not doing anything.
Oh,
So-
God.
At the moment, I'm talking to you, sir.
Well, I
What
suggest you get
republic
on
are we
with it.
on now? French Republic. how many republics? The first republic? Bullshit. It's not the first one. We've had about 10 republics, haven't we? how many republics we had? I don't even know. The 693rd Republic.
You are my job right now. 'cause
You're my job right now.
Yeah, right,
So
well,
who
you're
called you
ready.
over?
Sorry?
Who called you over here?
No, I just pulled up. You're
Okay.
recording the police station, so I
Right.
want to know why you're recording the police station.
Well, you need to get on with your job. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, right
Because
now,
your job is not right here, right? It's not
It
here.
can be, yeah, it can be. If I'm concerned about why someone's recording the police
I think we're on to
Well,
the
you can be
sixth.
as as concerned as you want. You know, you've
Even
asked me
French
questions,
people
I'm
have
trying
lost
to be
count.
polite to you, but you continue asking and asking and asking.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
enough
asking.
questions. I've had enough of your questions.
You've had enough of my questions.
Yes, I've had
Right,
enough
well,
of your
you can
questions,
keep
so
go-
you should get on with your work.
No, I'm not going to keep going anywhere. I'm
You
gonna
need to
stay
go
here
get on with
until-
your job. You need to go and do your job, or wait for the next call. That's it.
No, I don't.
What do you mean you
need to.
don't? Yes, you do.
I really don't need to. Because you're recording the police station.
And so what?
Because I want to know why you're recording the police station.
Well, you're not going to know.
Why not?
How's that?
How's what?
Well, do something about it.
I'm not going to do anything about it.
Exactly.
You can
So what-
film to denounce police. Nico, I don't know what you're talking about, my dude. Either you can film the police or you can't.
Get on with your job. Into your car. Into the inside.
Anyway, this is
there.
not France. This is the UK. We believe in liberty, free speech, democracy, unlike you Frenchies who burn cars and complain about everything and eat frogs, for God's sake. God damn it, France. Go back to France.
Get on with it. That's it. You know, there's only, you know, you've asked me a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I've answered them to you.
Yeah.
Trying to be polite, but
That's
you just keep going and going and
I love France, actually, by the way. I've always wanted to go to Paris. I've never been.
going.
That is right.
So I'm going to be rude to you back. So get into your car, off you go.
I'm not being rude to you. I'm trying to.
You are
find
being
out
rude
what-
to me, asking all those silly questions all
So
the time.
asking questions is being rude to you.
Well, yeah.
Why is it being rude to you?
He recorded this at 720p as well. That probably will explain why it's so blurry.
Where do you live?
I don't need to tell you. Where I live.
French
I'm
people
working at the
typing.
moment.
Okay, where are you from?
Cambridge.
Yeah, why you don't need to tell me where you live?
I don't
You're
need
asking
to
me
tell-
all these questions.
Yeah, but you don't need to tell me where you're from. I'm just asking.
Well, you
don't
keep
need to tell
asking,
me.
exactly.
You don't, you
But-
do-
I've noticed this with police that when there's multiple police present, they'll allow one police to talk. You very rarely get multiple police all talking at the same time. I think that's really smart, that, and I think it's really good because it stops like situations escalating. Because right now there's two other people on the fence here on the left-hand side, and they're keeping their mouth shut. Because the truth is they're letting this guy do all the talking. And that's what they should always do. I feel like I'm not going to say what country I saw a video of, but there was a country where someone was having a conversation with the police, and all the police, even though there's like 4 or 5 of them there, they're all chirping and speaking at the same time, and it was like very chaotic, and it was really hard to make out what's going on. It probably could have escalated the situation more, you know?
I just
you
think
told
you're
me your name
rude.
was AB. That's it. I don't need to ask
I
anymore.
didn't say my name was AB.
Yeah, you said you could call me AB.
I said people call me AB.
People call you AB.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's not my name.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Well, yeah, that is fair enough. So are you done now or what?
No,
Are you going to just stand here all day?
I want to know why.
You don't get paid to stand here all day.
I wonder if everyone did this, you know, like everyone got their camera out, went to a police station, and basically on public property recorded the police station and recorded the police, whether the government would step in and introduce some kind of law about filming police or filming police property. Because the truth is, the police are doing the right thing here. They need to approach someone who looks peculiar and out of the ordinary because it looks weird. It kind of like I've got a vendetta about the police. And I'm trying to find this specific police officer to like do something against them. You know, that's kind of what it looks like. And I understand why police are protective of their buildings and all their officers, colleagues. But legally, even though he comes across like a complete scumbag in most videos, he legally can do this. Everything he's done in this video so far is legal.
It causes concern for police officers because of the
UK law, UK law, UK law.
current threats in the nation at the moment. So we
What's
need
happening
to-
at the moment? Nothing's
Yeah,
happening.
because of just because of threats. So we need to know why people are outside. Recording.
Oh no, here we
Hey
go.
guys,
It's for our welfare as well.
are we okay?
Yeah, it's for our own welfare. So
You
it's
see
not-
what you've done? Look, you just look.
What have
Now
I
we got 3 people.
No, you've got it because you've got a camera in your hand and a camera in left hand and a camera in your right hand. That's
Yeah, it's a
why
camera. Nothing threatening. It's just
Oh,
a
he's
camera.
juggling. He's dual wielding cameras.
It's not like it's like you're talking about a gun or something. That's a camera.
I know you spoke straight to my colleague. My name's Charlie.
So
That is a very good point, prefixed. The police are not used to people talking back to them. People, for the most part, 99.9% of the population just submit when the police make a request to them, even though that request the police may be making isn't lawful. So they may just be going along with what the police say, even though they don't know particularly their rights. I guess the smart thing is whenever police questions you, you just say, should you be asking me that? I think the problem with that question, though, the answer is that you kind of escalate the situation. You know what I mean? Like when you're saying to them, are you right? Are you right? Are you right? It gets kind of irritating, gets under your skin. I guess the difference with AB, audit in Britain, is he kind of knows the law a lot better, so he has the right answers, you know? Probably could de-escalate stuff as well.
Charlie, yeah.
Is there
Charlie, are you?
That's why normal job then.
Yeah, off you go. You need to go back with your job, my friend.
what's going on?
Nothing's going on. I just got here. I was just recording the place. I just got to Cambridge.
Okay. Is there a reason why you're recording?
I haven't been to
this?
Cambridge many times. Yeah. So I kind of like the place. I'm recording stuff for public interest kind of thing. But this guy, he stops and he started asking me questions, but he keeps going and going and going and going.
But what,
And it's
what-
annoying,
yeah,
you know?
What sort of stuff are you recording? What is it for?
I just told you, just matters of public interest. That's all they are.
But what sort of public interest? Because obviously this is also a public interest for us. Why you're obviously recording.
Oh, that's not public
things.
interest. That's police interest.
But it's not-
Dual wield is his Halo 2.
Okay.
So
You could dual wield in Halo 2? That's so cool. I only played the first one.
we're only asking why you're coming round and recording the cars and stuff.
I
That's
think.
all.
I mean, legally, let's just talk about the law for a second. Let's just pretend everything is to do with the law. The police can talk to this guy in public and ask him questions if they want to. The police are being lawful. And the guy who's recording has the ability to, 1, record, 2, answer or not answer questions, and 3, not identify himself. Technically, everyone is abiding by the law in this situation. So, I mean, I guess it's a good thing? I don't know.
Outside.
Can you understand our concerns though?
But yeah, you can ask and I've replied to you. Didn't I not?
Dual wielding Hoi 4, like running Hoi 4 twice on 2 monitors. Didn't Daniel do that? I think he did, didn't he? He played EU4 and Hoi 4 and Victoria 2 all at the same
Are you
time.
happy to move on? And to stop recording? Because you're going to get a lot of police officers going to keep stopping you, alright?
Well, they shouldn't. You should
Whoa, careful, this vehicle is reversing. He's not looking.
go and tell them.
No, because-
There's a guy outside. What's your name anyway?
It's PC Mitten.
Show the number.
PC Mitten
PC missing. Oh, shit. They found her. They found the guys.
1165.
1165. Okay, like I said, I'm out in public. I'm going to record the place, whether you guys like it or not. I'm going to continue recording. And
what is
if
the reason?
to save me a headache, just tell you guys that there's somebody recording, so they need to stop harassing me.
What is your...
That's it.
No, we're not
I just
harassing
told you, I'm
at
just recording
all.
matters of public interest. That's
Okay,
it.
that's fine, but
I'd love to see what the definition of harassment actually is, because I feel like people use that term a little bit too frequently. They always say, oh, you're speaking to me too much, you're following me, you're talking to me when I don't want to be talking to, therefore you're harassing me. I wonder what the actual definition in the law that it says what harassment actually is.
can you give us a better reason? than
So in
just
your
public
opinion,
interest?
if it's a matter of public interest,
Okay.
and I'm recording the police station, so what do you think that is?
But
So
there's-
it's matters about police.
There's
Yes.
lots of things.
Things about police.
Okay.
That's all.
I personally don't agree that you should be standing here.
Your opinion is irrelevant.
Do you know, in a way, I actually agree with the act of holding police to account. That's one thing about power that's really important, whether it be in the government, whether it be in civil servants, whether it be an authority of the police or whatever. I feel like we should always be holding them to account constantly, because otherwise that is how power kind of like, Flores would know, he's an Austrian, how power kind of like amplifies and grows. And if you don't question it and hold it to account, it can become untapped and then become a problem. So I think authority needs to always be questioned, whether it being PC missing or Boris Johnson.
Relevant.
That's what I
What,
just said.
what you think is irrelevant.
Okay.
Am I breaking the law?
No, you're not breaking the law.
That's it.
But also,
So don't give me your opinion. You don't get paid to give me your opinion.
listen. But you can see our, you can
I'm not
see our
rude.
concerns.
You're being rude now.
No, you're being.
She just gave me her opinion. I don't need her opinion.
Tone of your voice.
The tone of my voice.
We're trying to talk to you.
What's wrong with the tone of my voice?
What you're doing.
What's wrong with the tone of my voice? You should be chewing gum when you're talking to a member of the public.
Tell me what you mean.
That's rude. I think that's
You
rude.
shouldn't be doing what
Talking
you're
about rudeness and then you're chewing gum while you're
You shouldn't
talking
be
to
doing
me.
what you're doing.
Can you stop chewing gum at least?
Don't tell me what to do.
I can't because it's actually in your code of conduct. You shouldn't be chewing gum. Have you ever read that?
She's had enough.
In your code of conduct,
Don't tell me what I
it
should
says
do.
you should
That's
not
my limit.
What
be
you do.
chewing
Don't tell me what I
gum
should be doing.
when you're addressing
This is
members of the
a
public.
government building.
Okay.
Right? This is a government building. Right?
Okay.
So you're filming it.
Okay.
So if
Flores the Austrian has been named to Flores the German. That has not made things any better.
we will.
I would say that that country has probably a darker history. That was not the best choice. Maybe Florius the Swiss. Yeah, there we go. German Swiss.
What you are doing.
Yes, you can. But don't be rude. Approach me nicely.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Swisslandian.
Because you're
Don't tell me
chewing
what to
gum.
do.
You're talking to me. You're chewing
It's got
gum.
nothing to do
Your
with
hands in your pocket. You don't look
got
very
nothing to do with
professional.
The thing is, we have
That's it.
approached you
Okay.
nicely. We have spoken to you. We have asked you
I
questions.
told you this video was going to rustle some feathers. I knew
I
it.
did. Hang on. Sorry.
I knew
What's your
it
name?
would.
My name's Alex.
Alex. Right. I will repeat again. I've arrived in here.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just arrived in here. Like I said, I try to record the area for matters of public interest. Some car just parked up. What are you doing? Come over here. That's the way he spoke to me. Now already that's quite rude. But still, I maintain my calm. Yeah, I'm still calm now. And I've replied to him a couple of questions.
Don't
but
diss
he
the
kept
Swiss.
going deeper and deeper. He wants more and more and more. And I just told him, look, I've had enough of your questions. You need to go back in. Yeah. And then
On a different note, maybe unrelating to this video, like, if you're asked the same question multiple times in a row, I feel like if you give the same answer over and over again, you're going to irritate the person asking the question. Or you can have the opposite approach. You're going to get the person who answers the question is going to get annoyed because you're like probing for a specific answer. So I feel like in a situation when someone is repeating the same question over and over again, like, what are you doing here? You're never really going to have a positive response to that, are you? Because someone's going to get annoyed. Like, I don't like the answer you gave. I don't like the fact you're asking the same question. So the truth is, it's very difficult to kind of like not get annoyed by repeat questioning, isn't it? Why is he filming the police station? To see if the police will abide to his right to film. That's the question. There's a tutorial in the US called Audit the Audit. Very similar thing. There's multiple people submitting videos like the same channel. Might be interested to see if you're interested. Yeah, I would actually be interested to see that because I'm really curious to see how American police interact with the public as well, actually. Audit the Audit YouTube channel. Ooh.
this lady comes out now. She's giving me her opinion. She actually told me you should just move on. I shouldn't move.
I think one thing that I find fascinating about these videos too is I don't know the law very well. I don't understand my rights. I don't really understand the integral details of private property and public property. I don't really understand my ability to use recording equipment to record in a public place freely. I don't understand my right to anonymity in public places. I don't really fully understand these concepts. And when I see these videos, I don't understand them. I find it fascinating because I'm learning a lot about my own laws and my own rights that I wasn't even aware of.
I can be here.
You guys have rights,
Now,
I know.
this-
Austrian.
Guy, he told me to turn my voice, watch my voice, and he's chewing gum. His hands in his pocket, and he's telling me that I am rude. Well, I'm sorry, you come across as rude.
Okay. The issue
So,
is-
Alex, so far, you're the only person that seemed like a decent person, a decent police officer. So, thank you for that.
no problem. But
Carry
just,
on now.
Just listen to me for 1 second.
I will listen.
The issue is with you filming.
Probably the long term goal is to make YouTube content.
Okay.
These cars, the people that are working here.
Yeah.
You're putting us at risk.
He probably wouldn't say that though. He'd probably say something like, I'm trying to protect the rights that we have and make sure the police abide by those rights.
You're putting yourself at risk
How?
by being out here.
How?
Okay. You can't be filming the police cars
Why not?
as they go in and out. You can't be filming
Okay, if you-
people's actual cars
Sorry,
as they drive
sorry, I'm being-
past. People coming on and off duty, you are catching their vehicles as they come past. Okay, you can't be doing things like that. All right, because then that puts them at risk, because their families at risk. Okay, so you can't be doing things
How
like
big
that.
is this YouTube channel? I've never even thought about that, actually.
Film the building, feel free.
How many views is he
People
getting?
coming and going. We could be bringing
2.2
people in.
million
Film
views
those
per month.
people as
Holy
well that are
shit.
coming into
He's
the
getting more views than me,
okay?
guys.
You can't be doing that.
I need to record the police.
Right? Film what you want around Cambridge.
Yeah, this is something I've noticed, goddamn Lumia. From watching this channel, some police are very calm and relaxed and cool. Particularly the younger ones tend to be more calm. And then the kind of older ones, particularly the bald ones, mold, tend to be very aggressive and really in your face. You know, it's really interesting how there's such a balance, you know. What else was I going to say? It also seems like the higher ranked ones seem to be a little bit more calmer as well. Police ranks UK. So Chief Constable is the first. No. Police Constable is the first one. So these are police constables because they've got the numbers on their arms. Then you've got the one with the chevrons. They're a police sergeant. And inspector is the next one with the 2 stars. And every time he's had an interaction with an inspector, 100% of the time, they are so cool and calm, and they don't end up pushing your rights or rules. They're very cool and calm. But isn't that kind of the same way when you work for a big company too? Have you guys ever met like a CEO or one of the higher managers when you work for a company? They always seem so cool and calm and don't really care, you know? But then you get the middle managers and they're like, little Nazis.
This is a lovely city. Film what you want. Just don't put people at risk while you're doing it. Okay? Not just us, but yourselves as well. Alright? That's all.
Can I just take just coming back here? Okay, yeah, so I heard what you told me, yeah? Okay, you said to me I can't do this and I can't do this and I can't do this. The fact of the matter is I can, okay? You said I'm putting you guys at risk. I'm not putting you at risk at all, you know?
I'll give you the long version short here. This goes on quite a bit. A police officer ends up coming out, quotes the Terrorism Act, which apparently is something the police abuse quite frequently, and detain him and give him a full search. Which technically they shouldn't be doing that because the Terrorism Act is meant to be specific to fucking terrorism, and you need to be reasonable suspicion that someone is a terrorist. But filming a police station is not a reasonable suggestion that someone's a terrorist. And then he goes into the police station here and he complains about the person that gave him a search. It's actually kind of a fascinating watch, actually. It really is interesting.
It's an outside of you and me. That's what assume means.
That's it.
This guy's really funny as well. This guy's pretty funny.
La la la.
No, we're not doing memes, sorry. All right, we'll watch one of these American ones then. Let's watch one that's got all the views. I'm really curious to see how the Americans react with this. I was wearing a seatbelt. Release him right now. The city paid. Ban sitting. You are trespassing. Oh, that's also something that's interesting about UK law as well. Once again, UK law does not apply to other countries. In the UK, when you trespass on private property, it's not actually a police matter. It's a civil matter. So that means it has to be... I don't even know what that even means now I think about it. What does that mean, a civil matter? Does that mean it has to be dealt through the courts? It basically isn't dealt with by the police? I actually don't even know. Because he always says quite often, it's like, oh, I'm trespassing. I didn't know this was private property. It's like, well, it's not a police matter. It's a civil matter. I'm like, what? What does that even mean?
The signs for no trespassing, private property, that kind of thing. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were doing, if you lived here or you worked here. It looks like you're working, doing something, picking stuff up. Okay, gotcha. What's the actual address then?
3333 Arapahoe.
Okay, what unit are you in?
I don't think I have to actually tell you that.
Well, I'm just checking to make sure that you have a right to beer. That's all.
I just told you I live
Right to beer. Whoa, I want the right to beer.
here.
Okay.
I told you that I'm working as well.
Okay.
Shouldn't that be enough for you?
Well, I gotta verify it just so I know that you
Why
do
is-
in fact live here.
Kidding me?
Yeah. YouTube subtitles right.
If you have an ID
Write the
with your address
jokes.
on it, that'd be great. Well,
I feel like this is a slippery path. I feel like I know where we're heading with it. I don't want to go down that subject. Maybe we'll save that, the spicy subjects, for another day. You're lying, officer? Dave's beer of choice. Dave doesn't drink. Oh, very rarely anyway. But when I do drink, I drink girl drinks. Girl drinks. Yeah, like these babies. Oh, yeah. Now, these are drinks that taste good, okay? And that's the reason why I drink these drinks, because they taste freaking good. I was very careful when I typed the word cock then, because I was scared that it was going to like show like previous results of my porn searches. This is why you should look for porn on your main PC, okay? Oh, these are so nice. The slushy ones as well. Oh. Cock. Cock. Listen, I have no shame in ordering a drink like this. Tommy ordered a bit of drink like this, actually, when we were in Berlin. Can't remember what it was. I just said, can you order, like, 2 of those? Because I want one of those, too. And he's like, yeah, sure. It looked a bit like this green one here. And it had, like, leaf in it like this. It was green, and it was, like, the alcohol in it was very light. But it was very sweet. It was really tasty. Maybe it looked a bit like this. Oh, it actually did look like this. What is this? What is this? Does anyone actually know what this is? Yeah, does anyone know what this is? This image at the top right here is. It looked like one of these. Mojito. Mojito. It looked like one of these. In fact, I think it was one of these. I think it's one. This is what Tommy was drinking at PDXCon. Not in PDXCon, but at a pub near PDXCon. It wasn't a gin and tonic. Gin and tonic tastes like piss. I don't drink piss, okay? Jeez, Florius. Austrian standards, god damn it. We need to get rid of the stigma. And you know what? I'm declaring this now for all men out there. All men in the chat, I want you guys to stand up right now and put your hand on your heart and say, I am no longer going to be restricted to shitty beer, okay? That bitter, awful, fizzy crap. I'm going to taste stuff that tastes good, okay? And this stuff tastes freaking good. I like sweet shit. I like citrusy shit. I like stuff that with plants and umbrellas and sparklers in them, okay? I don't give a shit. This stuff tastes damn good. If you want to drink beer, you can drink beer if you will. Who gives a shit? But the fact that I call this a girly drink means I'm a big sexist. There you go. I admit it. I'm a sexist. I was stigmatizing this drink to being female only. When in all fairness, this is a manly drink. This manly. Cocktail. Umbrella. This manly. I don't give a shit. I'm rebranding. Very manly. Super manly. Mad manly. Oh, it's got a firework in it. That's dangerous. Manly. These are all manly drinks, okay? I don't give a shit what you guys think, okay? I'm redefining what men and female drinks actually are. And these taste freaking good. And I don't want to be tasting that bitter, awful, fizzy crap anymore. I want drinks that taste fucking good. There we go. Boom. There we go. What were we doing? We were walking at dash cams, weren't we?
down all the way so I can talk to you better.
We can talk, right? I mean,
Roll it down all the way. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
what law is that?
Why are you starting this, man?
Well, you're telling me to roll my window. We can talk, right?
Yeah, roll it down more
But why?
so I can talk to you better, man. I'm not gonna talk to you through a crack like this. I'm not.
We can talk.
I'm not trying to be rude to you, anything like
I'm
that.
really not trying to be rude to you either, but
So what's the deal? Why don't you want to roll it down all the way?
because I don't
Why
have
don't you
to.
want to?
I just.
You just trying to be difficult?
I'm not trying to be difficult. Do you want my license registration?
Yeah, if you don't care.
Trooper Little orders Mr. Transparency to roll
Oh
down his
no.
window.
I don't
all
like where
the
this
way.
is going.
But Mr. Transparency refuses.
You know what, guys? You know what? I've watched so many American videos of guys getting pulled over in America and seeing it escalate and shit happening. And I don't know about you guys, but those situations make me very, very nervous. I got pulled over by the police, like, oh man, about 10 years ago. And I had a brake and brake light out, and it was around Christmas time. So they were like checking people for breathalyzer, because it was around Christmas time. People tend to drink and drive around Christmas time. Fair enough. So they pulled me over. They had suspicion. If you've got a reasonable suspicion to pull someone over in a car, you have the right to do so as a police officer. So they pulled me over and they said, your brake light's out. I'm like, shit. I got out of the car too, and the wing mirror fell off. I kid you not, it was loose. It was an old car I was driving, okay? Everything was falling apart. I was sweating. I was sweating bricks. The guy was young, and he was so goddamn nice. It's like, dude, we're checking people routinely and checking them for breathalyzers because it's around Christmas time. Would you hop in the back of the police car? I'm going to take your breathalyzer. And I was like, cool, no problem. he didn't care about the brake light or the wing mirror falling off, though. Fair enough. Thank goodness. There was a part of me, though, because I did have one drink. I had a pint. This is when Dave actually drank alcohol back in the day. I had a pint of, I think it was Foster's, maybe? Pint of Foster's. Big pint of Foster's. Manly. Manly. So manly. I had one pint of Foster's. I couldn't quite remember though, if it was like 1 hour back or 2 hours back. So how many units is Foster's? It's 2.3. So here we go. Oh, this is really important. This is an important part of the story. Okay, so the legal driving limit in the UK is, I think, I don't know what the percentage of blood alcohol level is. I'm not sure what it is. But remember, oh god, this is so many layers to this. Let me just start from the top. So in most countries, they have legal limits of alcohol. So you can still have alcohol in your system, a certain amount of it, before you're over the legal limit. Why is that? Because oh, Rambler. Oh my god, Rambler, I'm telling the story of how I got pulled over by the police. Hey, Ramblers, how's it going, bros? Welcome. I was talking about Tommy at ParadoxCon. He drinks lots of girly drinks. And I was just saying that we need to rebrand girly drinks. There's nothing wrong for a guy to drink wine. There's nothing wrong for a guy to drink cocktails, sparklers, umbrellas, fruit in the glass, green shit, red shit. Dude, there's nothing wrong with men drinking that kind of stuff, okay? And I want to rebrand that stuff and just say men can drink all drinks. Anyway, story time. So there's a minimum amount of alcohol in your blood for to fail a breathalyzer, okay? In the UK, like, for instance, a certain amount, and the reason is because sometimes some mouthwashes, there's some foods as well that can, like, spike the amount of alcohol in your breath, even though it's something that isn't stereotypically alcohol. That's the reason why they don't say any level of alcohol in your blood. It's just some level. And I think, based on my weight, it varies based on weight, 2 units is my legal limit. And I had a pint of Foster's, and it's 2.3 units. So he takes me to the back of the car. I sit in the back of the car. I take the breathalyzer, and I'm sweating. I'm thinking to myself, I may actually be over the limit here. I had a pint before I left. I was very smart. I always been a good boy. I only had 1 pint. I had a pint and then I had Coke afterwards. And then another Coke. A cola. Anyway, and I'm like sweating. He's like talking to me when I'm taking the breathalyzer too. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. Sweating, sweat's running down my head. And do you know what the breathalyzer came up with? You know what a percentage of alcohol was in my system? Do you know what percentage? 0. 0. It was 0. It was none. I think they say roughly it takes about 1 hour for 1 unit of alcohol to get out of your system, and I think it had been like maybe an hour and a half, maybe. So 1 hour and a half out of my system of 2.3 units completely got out of my system. I just must have pissed it all away. I don't know. Anyway, I drove home anyway. And to be honest with you, at this point in the future, I don't really drink alcohol that much anymore. I think that time in PDXCon 2018 with Alex was probably the last time I got really shit-faced, because I've literally very little recollection of that evening. And I live-streamed it all too, because I was so fucking drunk. Oh, such a moron. What was I thinking? Alex, why didn't you stop me drinking, you ass? No, it's totally my fault. 100% my fault. I put that alcohol to my lips. It was my fault. I take 100% responsibility of that. And then at PDXCon 2019, I didn't really drink there either. I think I'm done with drinking, guys, to be totally honest with you. Listen, if you think drinking is cool and fun and you enjoy it, knock yourself out, okay? Don't let me be the daddy or anything. But I think there's different ways in life that you can have fun other than drinking alcohol. Hey, what were we even talking about?
Users.
Oh, about this
While
guy.
Section
Oh, yeah. So that was an example. That was an example of when I thought the interaction with the police was going to go really bad. But the female passenger and the young male, I would say doctor, police officer, was so fucking nice. It was so nice. And he was like, here's your breathalyzer thing. You can have it and you can keep it. And I got back in my car and I drove off with a broken taillight and broken wing mirror. Oh, God. See you later, Alex. Have a good one. I don't really get drunk anymore. It's such a smart move, dude. It's such a way of like getting so much weight and making a fool out of yourself. I hate it. I really do.
27-49-107 of the Arkansas Code states that, quote, no person shall willfully fail or refuse to
Thank you for the
comply
rate,
with
though. I
any
really appreciate that,
lawful
Alex. You're
order
amazing.
Or direction of any police officer.
And
There
hot.
is no guidance offered as to what constitutes a lawful order. The issue of whether an order to roll down a window is a lawful order that would be covered by this statute is complicated.
So let me understand this for a second. That in America, they have troopers and police. So inside of cities, it's police force, right? But outside of cities, it's like county troopers, right? Am I thinking this right?
And while there is no readily available Arkansas case law analyzing the statute, other states have reviewed similar statutes and reached conflicting conclusions. For example, in the 1975 case of Coughlin versus State, the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals reviewed an identical lawful order statute and determined that, quote, for an order of a police officer to be lawful pursuant to that section, such order must be directly related to the direction, control, and regulation of traffic, and that the law, quote, was not intended to, does not, and cannot give police officers unbridled power to arrest for refusal to obey any order they may choose to direct at a citizen. However, in the 2016 case of State
troopers
versus
on highways,
Thigpen,
sheriffs
the 8th
are
District
outside
Court of
states.
Appeals
Okay.
of Ohio reviewed a similar lawful order statute and found that because there is nothing in the plain language of the statute limiting it solely to orders or signals of police officers actively engaging in traffic direction, control, or regulation, the duty to comply exists even if the police officer's order is not made in the context of enforcing any
Oh, man. This is really deep stuff, to be totally honest with you.
traffic law. I have covered this topic in further detail in previous episodes of ATA, but there is little clarity to be had on the issue without a direct ruling from a higher court.
What's the reason for stopping me?
First off, okay, I'm Trooper Jackson Little with the Arkansas State Police, okay?
I appreciate that.
The reason I'm pulling you over is speeding. You know how fast you're going?
I do.
How fast were you going?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, I got you going 87 in the 65, man. That's a little quick.
I got this dash cam here,
Yeah.
and it records my speed.
Okay, how fast does it say you're going?
I'm not going to answer that question, but
Okay.
I know it wasn't that. This is
Okay.
registration,
How fast do you think you were
insurance.
going, at least?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
That's one
I'm
thing
really
in the UK that you never need to show them in your vehicle your license and registration. They do request it. They'll pull you over and said that we've made a request for your license and registration, and then at a later date you'll visit a police station and present this evidence. But they never. It's strange to me in America that you have to keep your license and registration in your vehicle. It feels like it's something that could potentially be stolen and therefore be a victim of identity theft.
I'm not trying to be difficult with you, sir.
He's doing the right thing here. You know, like when he was asking him, what speed were you doing? He wouldn't answer the question because he doesn't know the exact answer. And I feel like when you're interacting with the police, you should use your right to remain silent, you know? Like, for instance, your words can hang you if you say the wrong thing. It's best if you don't know the answer to the question or you're not 100% certain, you don't answer it. You say, I don't know. I guess you don't say I don't know because that means you don't know. You say, I'm refusing to answer that question or no comment or something like
What's
that.
the deal then?
Well, what deal?
Why are you just being so defensive and argumentative?
With what?
Everything I'm saying.
Well, I don't
First off,
believe.
I'm not being cooperative by rolling the window down. It's not a huge deal. I'd like to talk to you.
See, right now, this guy is so used to people complying with every single one of his requests instantly, straight away, when he gets one guy that goes, no comment once, he's like, what are you being so defensive for? Why are you being so argumentative? It's like, bro, this isn't what argumentative looks like. I just refuse to answer one of your questions, which I have the legal right to do so.
You better, you know.
Please check your DMs. Is this really important? This better be very important. Oh man. Okay. Wait. It's been a long time since I've seen these pictures. God, I'm so fat. Did I knock this beer over, or was it somebody else? Because I can't remember how this story went. Oh my God, Florius, man. Wearing Tommy K. Whoa, what's he doing? This is assault. That's assault. Oh my God, double chin going on. Oh my God, I'm so fat. I am so fat. Why are we all wearing black? Sexy dummy.
I think that we're
Mug
talking
me,
fun,
dummy,
though, aren't
mug
we?
me.
We were, but
I just
it's not.
Well, hold on. Let's start over.
We're not going to argue.
I don't want to argue with you, but
Okay.
let's start over.
I'll be like, this is not an argument. I'm using my rights to either answer your question or not answer it if I'm not fully 100% sure of the answer or something like that. That's what I'd
Can
say.
we do that?
Yeah.
My name's James. You have my
Nice to
ID
meet you,
here.
man.
And I just don't. The reason
Oh,
for
shit.
the window, I'm not trying to be defensive or
Yeah,
argumentative or anything.
Yeah.
I just don't like to have it all the way down.
Why's that?
I just don't.
Why is that, man?
I just don't. you know?
Okay, okay. Everyone's different, I guess.
Everyone is a little different, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You like it down, I don't, you know.
Everything looks good here.
That's right,
So
bitch.
you don't think you were speeding?
I don't want to answer any questions regarding that.
What was the
Why
question?
not? You're speeding.
I don't want to answer any questions regarding that.
I think the correct answer there that's de-escalate is that I don't want to answer any questions that could potentially incriminate me. And then he goes, I'm not trying to incriminate you. I mean, the question can be used at a later date against me, so I'm not going to answer that question. I mean, this is something I feel like, okay, so listen, you're a big police fan, okay? I know there's people out there that have like a family member who lives in, who's in the police forces. And you die hard into the police, and you think the police are, well, they are a really important part of society, don't get me wrong. It's just that these people that are like really like thin blue line kind of people don't really understand that some police will try and make you slip up to incriminate you. Because the question is incriminating. It's like, I'm testing how accurate you think you are, how accurate your machine is. And I'm like, well, I don't know the actual answer to that question at the moment, so we'll see. Do you know what thing really would hurt this guy is if the device he's using to record speed isn't legally optimized, calibrated enough, accurate enough to be used as evidence. That was something that would trip you up. But I imagine if you're using it, surely, I don't know.
Trooper Little asks Mr. Transparency if he thought he was speeding, and Mr. Transparency replies that he does not want to answer any questions on that subject, invoking his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. The Fifth Amendment provides that, quote, no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. In the 1951 case of Hoffman versus United States, the U.S. Supreme Court determined that this privilege against testimonial compulsion, quote, not only extends to answers that would in themselves support a conviction, but likewise embraces those which would furnish a link in the chain of evidence needed to prosecute the claimant. The court also explained that individuals do not need to answer questions when they have, quote, reasonable cause to apprehend danger from a direct answer, and that to claim the privilege, quote, it need only be evident from the implications of the question in the setting in which it is asked that a responsive answer to the question or an explanation of why it cannot be answered might be dangerous because injurious disclosure could result. Building on the Hoffman decision, the Supreme Court held in the 2001 case of Ohio versus Reiner that the privilege against self-incrimination applied to the innocent as well as the guilty because, quote, truthful responses of an innocent witness as well as those of a wrongdoer may provide the government with incriminating evidence from the speaker's own mouth, and that, as the suspect of an investigation, it was reasonable for an individual to fear that answers to questions might incriminate them. In this situation, Mr. Transparency was clearly entitled to invoke his right to remain silent in response to the questions Trooper Little asked about his speed, as he could very reasonably fear that his answers could be used against him.
It's just,
It's not a huge deal, man. It's just speeding.
I get it, and I don't think it's a huge deal to not.
Something, you know, if you don't think you're going that fast, something could be wrong with your car or something, man. You know, you never know that.
2021.
Nothing like that, man.
I'm not trying.
I also noticed quite common too. Once again, I'm not trying to say it's a UK thing or an American thing, but it's quite often they'll pull you over. They'll say the reason they're pulling you over is not the actual reason they're pulling you over, and they're using it as a reason to check you over. Like, for instance, say that, I don't know, they've seen a car acting suspicious that makes this make and model, so they choose to pull this vehicle. But in that case, they'd just say that, wouldn't they?
Trying to be rude either.
I know you're being nice now, so I appreciate that.
Well, I feel like I've been nice.
Yeah, it's the deal is, man. We go, you know, if you give us signs by not being cooperative by the little things,
We're not
Sometimes
cooperating?
Just listen. Let me talk, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Those little things
It's not quite true, though, is it? Like, every single request he's made to him, he's cooperated with. It's just the fact that he's chosen to not answer some questions.
to mean a lot sometimes, man. For all you know, you could be trying to hide something, anything like that. So those are just little clues. I'm not saying you are. Not accusing
Well,
you
we're
of
just
anything.
operating within the bounds of the law right now, aren't
What'd
we?
you say?
Are we just operating within the bounds of the law right now?
We are.
Then
But those are just little clues, man. I mean, it's kind of weird when you don't want to roll your window down on the way. It's just a little weird, man.
it's a little weird that you're just demanding I do something. You said
There's a thing, I'm not sure how applicable this is. Maybe I'll... There's a thing in sales called the yes ladder. Apparently, in UK law, you're not allowed to use this as a process of selling. I can't find an example of it. The yes ladder is a way of making someone comply to a request multiple times. And you start with a simple question first. Can you wipe down your window? Can I give you your license? Can I strip search you? Can I have $1,000? You know, what you do is the yes ladder is you ask a simple question that you're likely to get a yes with, and then you start asking bigger and bigger and bigger questions. It's used in sales as a tactic to try and finish and finalize the sale. You basically ask a simple question. Does this package meet your needs? Yes. Is this enough storage for you? Yes. Do you live at this? Is the 1st of January the date you want to get this set up? Yes. Do you want me to go ahead with? Would you like me to go ahead with this now? Or let's get this sorted for you, and then you get the yes. So you're basically asking simpler questions, bigger questions, until you get basically a bigger yes at the very end of it. And they're more likely to say yes to the big question if they've said yes and complied to the previous questions. And it's kind of what this guy's doing here. The first question was, can you wind the window all the way down? It has no real purpose. It has no real explanation. There's no point even asking it. But he did it because he wants to get that little yes, that little bit of authority, so he can ask harder and harder questions to get more and more yeses.
that you're not asking, you're telling me.
I think in the UK regulator under sales, you're not actually allowed to use the yes ladder.
And you don't have the legal grounds to tell me.
Because you can isolate vulnerable people.
To roll
I don't know,
my
like someone who's got autism or dementia or mentally unwell.
window all the way down. That's
They might feel unbelievable pressure and anxiety from the fact that you're asking them so many questions that don't really need to be asked.
the only thing. That was a lie.
A lie?
Yeah.
It's not a lie.
Do I have to roll my
listen,
window
I
can
can make a bigger deal out of that. I'm not
Hold
going
on.
to, though.
Do I
I'm not
have to
going
roll my window down all the way? Is that
You
a
gotta do
law?
what I asked, man.
Is that a law?
And if you think that's violating whatever, we can take it to court. If
We can
that's the
take
case.
that one to court. That is
Yeah.
not a law that
If
I have
if
to have my
even give
window
you a
all the way
ticket or
down.
anything like that. But like I said, it's speeding, man.
I think here he's in the wrong here. Not necessarily for like his rights or anything, because I think he's still in the right when it comes to his rights, but he's pressing the buttons of the police officer too much. You know, you need to let it go. I've established that I don't want my window all the way down. You know, the fact that I keep saying to you, is it the law? Is it the law? Is it the law? Is it the law? Like, you're kind of pushing his buttons and you're trying to wind him up.
And it's not a huge deal.
And I understand that, and that's why I feel like we got off on the
I do enforce the regulator, big ass fines.
wrong foot because you were telling me to do something that I don't have to do.
I can tell you to do whatever I want. If you think it's violating,
You can tell me to do whatever you want.
If you think it's a violation of whatever thing you're talking about,
Once again, a bit of attitude, not really good for you.
we can take it.
Well, I don't think you violated anything right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
No, I don't. I think we have a disagreement on what the law says on the window.
What's the deal, man? Honestly, like what?
Well, there's zero deal.
Okay, so just what? Why couldn't
You've
just-
got me stopped.
Yeah.
You're accusing me of speeding, you say.
Yeah.
I've handed you my documents. I'm doing everything I'm legally required to do.
Trooper Little continues to question Mr. Transparency about why he will not roll down the window all the way, and seems to interpret Mr. Transparency's reluctance to aid the investigation as some form of hostility. In many situations, the refusal to assist in an officer's investigation does not, on its own, give the officer reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. For example, in the 1983 case of Florida versus Royer, the U.S. Supreme Court held that when an officer approaches an individual, quote, the person approached need not answer any question put to him. Indeed, he may decline to listen to the questions at all and may go on his way. He may not be detained even momentarily without reasonable objective grounds for doing so, and his refusal to listen or answer does not, without more, furnish those grounds. However, an individual's refusal to answer questions can...
Just a random thought. If I was a fascist and then I released these nations, wouldn't there be Reichskommissariats or something Therefore, it doesn't matter. They're integrated puppets anyway.
Later be used against them in a criminal prosecution if they fail to expressly invoke their Fifth Amendment privilege. In the 2013 case of Salinas versus Texas, the Supreme Court held that a defendant who simply remained silent in response to questioning had not invoked his right to remain silent because, quote, the privilege generally is not self-executing, and a witness who desires its protection must claim it. A suspect who stands mute has not done enough to put police on notice that he is relying on his Fifth Amendment privilege. The court also noted that, quote, popular misconceptions notwithstanding, the Fifth Amendment guarantees that no one may be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. It does not establish an unqualified right to remain silent. A witness's constitutional right to refuse to answer questions depends on his reasons for doing so, and courts need to know those reasons to evaluate the merits of a Fifth Amendment claim. Using this rationale, the court determined that because an individual is the only person who can know why they are not answering a question, it is their burden to make a timely assertion of the privilege. And if they do not, their silence can be used as evidence of their guilt. Therefore, individuals who wish to invoke their right to remain silent must explicitly say that they wish to do so.
Yeah. I don't understand why you think I have.
Yeah, I think he probably could have done better by just saying, the reason I'm not answering is I'm just using my right to remain silent. Reminding him of the rights that I have. That's probably an easy way of other than trying to constantly press his buttons.
But I just don't. Why can't you just like what's so hard about just click?
Well, what's wrong with you said that so we can talk, but we're talking right now. So
there's nothing
what
wrong
other
with it,
reason
man.
is there?
I'm just curious, honestly, why you can't just roll it down all the way.
Towards independence. Why would I ever want to let them be independent? See, sometimes I think to myself with PDX, I'm like, why would I have this option? What is the benefit to me? And there is no benefit. We basically just dismantle Yugoslavia permanently.
I don't know. Why don't
I'm just curious of why you're so.
How do you win as USR against Germany? I don't know, my dear. I think that's one of the easier wars to win. So maybe you want to go back to the drawing board and play Germany some more. I don't know. It's I feel like it's a difficult one to answer in one way.
Stuck on it.
It just blows my mind. Like, why can't you just roll it down all the way, man? Like,
It blows my mind that you can't let it go. I thought we moved past this.
It's just a little funny to me, man. I'm just.
Yeah. That's a good answer. I thought we'd moved past this. That's a really good. I like that a lot.
And the whole cop thing, I'm just.
I thought we moved past this.
It's just a little funny to me, man. I'm just.
Why are we still talking about this? I thought we'd moved past this.
Behind the whole cop thing, I'm just.
Feels like something to go use in an argument with your other half. You know what I mean? Why are we still talking about this? I thought we moved on from this. Like where they use ammunition from 10 years ago. Like, I heard you slept with that barmaid. Like, I thought we'd moved on from this.
Kind of curious why you won't do it.
I just don't think that I am legally obliged to do that.
Yeah, I'm saying beyond that, why don't you...
This is not related to what we're talking about, but I think that's a really bad mannered thing to do. That I feel like if you have an argument with your other half and then you make up, you have to say to each other, what we talked about is now in the past and it can't be used as ammunition later on. This idea that you see quite often in conversations, arguments on TV shows and movies, that they bring ammunition from the past and keep bringing it up, that's toxic as hell. I wouldn't date someone who does that. You agree and you make up, you have to let it go. You can't keep breaking it up. It has to go and you have to forgive them and move on. If you are bringing it up, you've not clearly not forgiven each other, have you? So you keep bringing it up. I feel like that's how you're in a relationship that's destined to fail. If one moment, one element keeps getting brought up as ammunition from the past, I feel like you'll never let that one thing go. You know.
You just want to like.
That's totally related to what we're talking about, though.
Afraid or what?
I like my window. Well, I think that a man approaches my car with a gun and.
Yeah, I'm not here to hurt you or anything like that.
I fully believe that, you know, but I'm allowed to have my defenses up, right? Do you believe I'm going to hurt you?
No, I don't.
But you got your defenses up, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just a natural
all the stuff
thing.
going on, I guess it's kind of natural.
I have nothing against you as a person.
Yeah, but
I'm just.
You got to think, man, not every cop's about.
Goes without saying, but you cannot act like yourself. I don't know what that means.
Cops, I'm not here to hurt you like that, man.
And I'm fully on the side of the police. But I
appreciate that.
Yeah, I have my ways. I got.
I love the police.
I was just saying behind the whole cop.
I love the police.
Like behind the whole, I'm the cop. You're the violator, whatever. Behind just kind of
violator. Oh, who have you violated today?
I just like it where it is.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone's different.
Sure.
Anyway, man, just hang tight here, okay?
Sure.
Put your stuff back, man. Here's what we're doing, okay?
All right.
Your record looks pretty dang good. I didn't see a speeding warning or ticket on there, okay?
Okay.
I'm calling you out for the warning, okay?
I
know
really
you don't think
appreciate
you're going that fast, but radar said you were, but I'm not writing you a ticket.
That's what I was going to ask.
I've heard that those handheld radars are actually very effective. Once again, can't speak for the US, can't speak for other countries, but in the UK there was a big hoo-ha in the press that these handheld radar speed detectors weren't very effective, and they were using that as an excuse to pull people over. And then, I don't know, maybe admit that they were speeding and therefore use that evidence against them. Maybe, I don't know.
If you're on radar, because I'm not lying to you, I wasn't going that fast.
How fast? Since we're beyond that, how fast was it?
I really can't answer that question.
Well, I'm not writing you a ticket, man. It's a warning, so I'm just curious what it says.
I understand.
I'm not gonna...
Yeah, I was going 180 miles per hour, motherfucker. Throw that ticket, stick that ticket up your ass.
But there's a formality that's got to take place there.
What do you mean?
I appreciate you, Beshman88. I do.
Formality.
I really do.
My right to remain silent on things.
I'm not going to walk back there and rewrite a ticket, man. I can promise you. I'm just curious.
Liar!
Promise I won't answer the question.
You have my word. I'm not going to do that. I promise you. That's on my camera.
Mr. Transparency continues to refuse to answer questions, even after Trooper Little issues him a warning and assures him that he will not write him a ticket. However, nothing would legally prevent Trooper Little from changing his mind and issuing a citation after the warning was given.
Ah, sneaky little snake.
So Mr. Transparency's privilege against self-incrimination remained intact after the warning was issued. Additionally, Mr. Transparency's dash cam footage could be obtained by the police and used against him in court if he were to confess to speeding, provided that they obtain a warrant for the digital data. In the 2014 case of Riley versus California, the U.S. Supreme Court determined that although the police could seize an individual's cell phone during a lawful arrest, they could not gain warrantless access to digital data without violating the Fourth Amendment. The court explained that, quote, in the absence of a warrant, a search is reasonable only if it falls within a specific exception to the warrant requirement, such as mitigating potential dangers when conducting an arrest, or preventing the destruction of evidence. In the 2019 case of People versus Blakesley, the New York City Court of Tompkins County applied the reasoning used in the Riley decision
239 viewers? You guys are watching this crap. What's wrong with you?
To a defendant's dashcam memory card. While the officers obtained a search warrant for the memory card itself, the warrant did not authorize a search of the digital data stored on the memory card. The court found that the warrantless search of the data violated the Fourth Amendment because, quote, once law enforcement found the memory card and seized it, no exigency existed, which prevented the procurement of an additional search warrant authorizing the search, preservation, and copying of the relevant digital content stored on the memory card. Due to the potential of self-incrimination and the dashcam video being used as evidence against him, Mr. Transparency was well within his rights to continue to refuse to answer questions.
Well, yeah, man, what's your name again?
My name's James.
Okay, nice to meet you, man. I'm
You too.
Jackson. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Oh, look, they ended up friends. It was friends at the end.
What's your badge number?
587.
587. Is any of that going to be on the?
Oh, let's see. It should be. Yeah, name's right there. Badge number's right there. Okay.
Perfect, man.
But yeah, besides that, man,
I have the 420 amendment. Got him.
just I know that you don't think you're speeding. My radar said you were, but just be careful, okay?
Let it go!
Absolutely.
Fuck
You too,
off!
for sure.
Let it go!
Like I said, not every cop's bad, man.
No,
We're just here to.
They went on a
I
date
think
afterwards.
the majority of police are
Now
good,
they're
you
dating.
know? The saying goes, if you've had apples spoiled the bunch. Yeah. I think that's.
They've been dating
that's
for
a bad
6 months
case of what's
now.
happening.
After receiving his warning, Mr. Transparency requested Trooper Little's badge number and left the scene without further incident. Mr. Transparency shared the dashcam video on his YouTube channel on the same day as the incident, but it is unclear if he took any further action. Overall, Trooper Little gets a B-, because although he remained relatively calm and cordial throughout the interaction,
he kept bringing up the window thing. Let the window thing go! We've talked about it. We've got over it.
Issued questionably lawful commands and consistently pressured Mr. Transparency to surrender.
Now we've been talking for 20 minutes. I want to talk about the window again. Why don't you want it all the way down? Like, we brought this 4 times now, let it go!
His right to silence. While I do commend Trooper Little for engaging in a challenging and productive dialogue with Mr. Transparency, it is clear that a majority of the trooper's conversational intent was focused on convincing Mr. Transparency to admit to speeding in some way, shape, or form. Although the trooper's demeanor was friendly and casual, nearly every question he asked Mr. Transparency had the potential to incriminate him, and his shameless...
That's very, 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 very important, that your words, I'm not sure if this is the right terminology. Like, I always say that you could hang yourself on your own words. And I think at the end of the day, you need to be able to just say, I don't want to answer that question. And then they're going to ask why. And we're like, I don't want to use my legal right now to answer, that's all.
Persistence is a testament to the true tone of his questioning.
He's a Windows salesman.